Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel, Sister Sisters. So we wanted to just start off by dedicating this video to our second cousin, Robert Nelligan, that just passed away.
Yeah.
When was his funeral? It was this past...
It was Thursday.
Yeah.
He was 62.
Yeah, so basically what had happened was, just to give you a little background story, for about a month, his only symptom was his appetite was just kind of diminishing, and just as the days went, he was just like, I'm not hungry. Goes to the doctor, and the doctor said, you have stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and gave him 2 to 10 days to live.
I don't think he lasted, I think it was less than a week.
Yeah.
And we hadn't seen him in a while, which was really hard. We didn't get to say goodbye, but he was a big part of our childhood, and I, just remember him being this big, tall,
it's like
boisterous,
this big boy. Yeah, I was literally going to say the big boisterous
guy. But we definitely, it definitely affected us, even though we haven't seen him in a while. And I think we just wanted to talk about death.
Yeah. Life and death, just in general.
His I don't know if it was a priest or if it was a friend, but he did his eulogy, and he prefaced that, in the paper, your obituary has your birth date and your death date, and in between is the dash. And the dash is what makes your life. Those are all your beautiful moments. Those are all your memories and who you are and what you've done. And I thought that was very powerful.
Yeah.
As a statement, because I don't think I've ever heard it put that way.
No. And what I loved about this guy, was he a priest? I think he was a priest.
I think he was a priest.
Yeah, he was a priest. He was an Irish priest, which we're Irish.
Okay, first of all,
we loved it. Just listened to his accent the whole time. That alone.
He was old, which I used to work in a nursing home, so I love old men. They're adorable. And then he had an Irish accent. And if you know us, we love our Irish men.
Yeah, but what I loved the most was he just spoke so honestly. I mean, even people that don't believe in God, he just
spoke about
like
love.
Your higher power, the love, the compassion that's in the world, and that I just really appreciated. I mean, Jesse and I were raised Catholic, but I just loved that he was so open to talking about everything.
Yeah, I can hear we're outside today. It's a nice day out in Westfield, Massachusetts. Yeah, but I thought his ceremony was really beautiful, and it was also difficult because he had lost his sister. She was 16 years old and died of ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to see her gravestone, which I never even got to meet her. I just heard the stories. And then his mom died of Alzheimer's, I think about 3 years ago, and that was my great aunt Betty. So yeah, it was an emotional day, especially for my dad. Which, if my dad's hurting, I hurt for him. We call my dad a social assassin. If you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, you'll know what a social assassin is.
But everywhere we go, my dad always says something smart and always has to, not make a scene, but he always tries to make a joke, and it's a very sarcastic joke.
But he'll say things that people are thinking but are too afraid to say.
Yeah, and it's just so uncomfortable. We're always like, Dad, you're the social assassin of the family. And he's a goofball too, so just seeing my dad be so serious and so emotional, it definitely had an effect on us. It was sad because men always have this thought that they have to be these big, strong people who don't feel any emotions, and when you actually see them be vulnerable and be emotional, it's pretty crazy.
I think it affected Dad more than he says.
Yeah. But the reason why we brought all this up, it just really had us thinking just about having a chronic illness and about life and death, and just how you should just cherish every day. Like, it could be your last.
It's so cliche, too, to say cherish every day, because some days really blow.
It is. Some days you're just like, no, this day sucks, and I can't appreciate it. Or maybe nothing went good that day. Maybe there was not one thing that went right, and you're like, I cannot wait for this day to be over. I never have to relive it again.
Yeah.
But then when you look in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't all that serious. That really crappy day you had, it was just one day. Yeah. And then you look at things like this, it's where he just went to the doctor and was told he had cancer, 2 to 10 days to live. we've had to live with this our whole life, knowing that
and I think it was hard because
die at a young age.
He was always a big supporter of our CF, and
yeah, he would always comment on our Facebook, and he was just always really good and supportive. So I mean,
it's definitely weird being on the other side of someone being so sick. And I remember my dad saying he didn't have long to live, and I really wanted to write him something that he could read. And I was like, what am I gonna even what do you even say to someone that's actively dying?
There's nothing really you can say, but I guess just us having CF, though, it's not to make it sound morbid, but I guess we're dying every day, just slowly, which everyone is. Us, just, I would say, a little bit faster. But I really just want, I mean, it kind of put things in perspective, and we really were just like, we really want to live our lives to the fullest, and love everyone who's around you, and don't take things for granted. If you're upset with someone who you're close to, I mean, try to mend those fences, because at the end of the day, this is just a little blip on the timeline, and then once we're all gone, it's an eternity. So I mean, it just gets you thinking about a lot of really deep things, and I was just like, you know, I don't ever want to not live my life to the fullest. Yes, I have CF. Yes, I've been told my whole life that my disease will get worse, that we could very well die at a young age, that's progressive. But I'm like, okay, well, so what? What am I going to do, sit in a bubble and just wait until I die?
I think we're good at finding the humor in the worst of situations. And I think our spouses are good with that, too.
It almost gets comedic when
so
nothing goes right. And you're literally just, you just have a meltdown
like
and you start laughing. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. You just start laughing about it, because it's like, why sit there and get upset about it? It's not going to change anything. And I really believe that your attitude affects how the day will go. And I admit it, there are days I wake up and I'm like, this day's gonna suck, and I totally set the mood for it, and I do it to myself, and the whole day is atrocious, and by the end I'm over it. But just being at this funeral and just seeing, you know, a part of my dad's family that we haven't seen so long.
Plus that sucks because we're not really close with my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
Which I wish we were. I wish we kind of knew more about them. But, I mean, our cousin Rob we knew. So.
Yeah, and we love him, and he was a good guy. But just everyone out there, not only people who have CF, I mean, even if you have a chronic illness, or if you're really struggling to find any sort of purpose in life, you know, I really hope that you can find it, because like I said, I mean, this is just such a tiny blip on the timeline. Like, life is
I feel like if you're actively helping others, you feel better about yourself.
Yeah. And that's how I am. I mean, and that's part of the reason why I love being a hairdresser.
Well, that's why I liked working in a nursing home.
I love when people come in and they leave, and I've had clients literally in tears because they feel so good, and you know, usually it's like really insecure people where it's like, that's the one time they feel good about themselves, and it's so rewarding.
Yeah. That's why we love our jobs.
So, you know, just love everyone around you like it could be your last day, and live your life to the fullest, and
do what you want to do.
Yeah, don't let things set you back. Don't just sit in a bubble because you have a chronic illness. I mean, you can do that, but it's
one example is Steffi Lee. She's a fellow YouTuber, and I commend her on the life she lives. She travels, she does everything she wants to do.
And another person I want to give a shout out to is Mary Fry. We absolutely love her and Peter. We watched the Fry Life.
I've actually watched them before I was pregnant, so my daughter's almost 3 now.
Yeah, she is just so amazing. And Jessie, I wasn't really on YouTube very much, and Jessie had told me about the Fry Life, and I absolutely love it. And, you know, I've reached out to Mary a couple times, and I just really admire them. I mean, she is just the true example.
I think they're the strongest couple.
Yeah.
Literally.
They're just, both of them are just such beautiful people inside and out, and they just handle this journey with such grace, and they're always just
positive.
They're so in sync with each other, too.
They are, and that's very powerful, because we have great spouses and we're happily married, but I don't know if we're that in sync as Peter and Mary are.
Yeah, it's just no matter what they go through, they're just so positive. And what I love about Mary and what she taught me with this, like, you know, she's had such a hard time with her health lately, but even if she just has the strength to sit outside and just be in her garden,
she
it's the best day to her. And I was just like, you know what, Becky? I'm like, that's how you need to be. Just because you had a crappy day, well, at least today you didn't feel as sick as you did yesterday. And they have really, truly helped change my attitude and just gave me the comfort and support that I've needed. And I just think she is the most wonderful leader in the CF community, and we just want to give a shout out to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Also, Morgan, aka Cystic One, we love him as well.
Yes, we love Morgan.
Yeah, he's one of our faves.
And Morgan, shout out to you. I mean, we've watched all your videos, and I know you've been having a hard time, and our hearts are with you, because we too have struggled with depression and anxiety.
And there's no advice I can give that's going to help. You know, you're just going to go through the motions. And
I can't be cliche and just say the same things. I mean, we struggle with it, and some days I don't feel very hopeful. Some days I don't want to do anything, or you want to throw in the towel. Other days I can handle it better, but we just want you to know, we love you, and our hearts are with you, and so we just want to give a shout out to all you guys, and just remember, just try and live your life to the fullest, and cut yourself a break. I mean, we're all just doing the best we can, so we will see you guys next week.
Peace.